Good morning. Welcome to Three Dudes and a Lady. Join us for a little inspiration, a little motivation, and perhaps a way to start your day. I am Mike Jones from Virginia. My gratitude this morning is for changing seasons and the view I have out my window in my office.
Hey, good morning, folks. My name is Earl Rule. I'm out of North Carolina, and my gratitude for this morning is the things that we can take from this platform and help better ourselves each and every day.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Jay Anderson from the wild, wonderful state of West Virginia. Uh, I have gratitude, a couple pieces of gratitude. One is for old family pictures. My mother found a picture of my grandparents, my dad's parents, riding a snowmobile in this is color early 71, maybe 72. 1972. What memories those bring back. So old family photos. My second piece of gratitude is, folks, we're getting ready to embark in 3 weeks of just raw college basketball madness. March Madness is on us. But the first part of March Madness are regional championship tournaments, which are coming up. So if you like basketball and you are a basketball junkie, the next 3 weeks will fill your cup.
Hey guys, I am Christine Wright, hailing out of the great state of Florida. My gratitude for the day is listening to the Daily J. Jay Shetty brings most things in perspective, and it is crazy how it just like rolls everything into one. Um, like today, his topic was don't judge the moment, right? Like if you lose your phone, what happens? A lot of times we go into panic mode that we're going to miss a call, we're going to miss a text. Like we can spiral out of control, right? Like something unexpected happens in our world, and we usually freak out and spiral out and waste so much energy on what might happen, but we have no idea what might happen, right? We need to take things in stride to help manage our stress a little bit more. He brought up a story about a farmer that his horse ran away, and the farmer tells the neighbors, good thing or bad thing, who knows, right? A week later, the horse brought back a beautiful mare. Like now he has two horses, right? And the neighbors came over again and were like, oh, look at this horse that your other horse brought back, right? And he says again, good thing, bad thing, who knows, right? So his son goes out and tries to tame this wild mare, but he breaks his leg. Again, the farmer says, good thing, bad thing, who knows, right? And then the next week, soldiers come in to draft people for the war. Guess what? His son doesn't have to go because he's got a broken leg. So again, good thing, bad thing, who knows, right? We don't have control over that. This is God's destiny, right? Um, so only time is going to tell us if something's good or bad, right? Like we don't know. And basically Jay is saying, don't judge the moment. If you lost something valuable, how would you react? How would you react to losing your phone? Because that's like a valuable thing nowadays. Could it threaten your day? Is it going to wreck your day? Rather than label an event good or bad, how about we don't judge that moment, right? Accept change is inevitable, right? Something's gonna change, right? And this attitude of accepting will bring you greater peace. So how often are we judging the moment, right? Have you guys all been there where you lost something or something happens and it kind of wrecks your day and you don't look at it as like that moment of, because have you guys ever like woke up and stubbed your toe or got out of bed and something bad happened and then all of a sudden everything just started spiraling out of control? Has anybody ever been there before? I have, right? It's one of those things. Yeah. It's one of those things where it's almost like bad luck just keeps happening, right? It's not necessarily bad luck. It's because we're already spiraling out of control and we're just making things worse. Would you guys agree?
Mhm.
Any comment?
1000%.
Yes. This was a good one
Yes.
because it's easy to judge the moment of good or bad, right? It's so easy to say, like if we lost a horse, would we say good thing, bad thing, who knows? No, we would probably spiral out, right? It's hard to control our emotions during that time.
Yeah, society has allowed us to judge quickly. We see it daily. All you have to do is turn on TV and watch a dose of reality TV. We see judgment quickly. So
For sure.
this is a very deep one for sure. I like it.
Yeah,
I do have a thought though.
of course.
Yeah, surprising, right? uh, I don't know. 2, 3 years ago, maybe towards the start of us doing our Morning Miracle platform, I started trying to figure out when I thought bad situations came my way, what was the silver lining within it? And I tried that approach because I'd heard it. Maybe we even talked about it. I don't know that I recall how I heard about it, but what is the silver lining out of this? And I think the farmer kind of took the approach by saying, good thing, bad thing, I don't know. But, you know, the statement a cup half full or uh, a cup half empty comes into play a little bit here. We're all faced with moments that can be judged. Quite frankly, we're probably faced more than multiple times on a daily basis. We just don't pay necessarily attention to all of them. And it's tough. It's tough because when your emotions, when you try to be focused and serious about something and this a moment comes along and takes away that focus and the momentum going, it upsets you. That's human nature. What's not human nature is, are we able to reel that in before we start making judgment and place, maybe like you said, Christine, earlier, put a value on, oh my gosh, I've lost my phone, my day's screwed, I can't work. You know, it's like, or man, I feel naked because I don't have my phone on me. You know, it's that type of feeling. So it's interesting. I lost a case knife uh, this past September. I know where it was. I lost it. I couldn't find it. And that's when I went to Seneca State Forest and we stayed in cabins, my family, my son, grandkids, and all that. Somewhere in that wonderful grandeur of a forest lays a case knife. I've had that knife for over 30 years. I carried it with me every single day of my life for 30 years. Now there was a value to that thing for me. And I tore all the stuff, the gear that we took, the clothes, everything. I tore everything apart trying to find this thing. So much so I went into a stupor. I went into a panic. This is something that I've always had on me, yet couldn't find it. So I know that that's where it's lost. It's hard not to judge the moment, particularly if there's sentimental value attached to it. So how do you separate yourself from that? I don't know. I went into a stupor. I sucked at it. I just, calling it what it is. I
Yeah.
went into a stupor. I have not replaced that knife yet, and I'm not sure why. There has to be a reason. Trust me, it is not the only knife that I have, but it was one that meant something to me. So this is a good one because sometimes when you get in those stupors, it's hard to come out of.
And
But I
that's where the
do,
spiral comes, right? Like,
I do realize this: few days, weeks, months, whatever the time frame may be, you will smile again. You will have laughter. You will have happiness. And if you can keep that in mind, maybe that moment might not be as seizing, whatever the word is that you want to use, gripping on you that it is. It's tough to do when it's in the moment.
For sure. Definitely tough to do. And I think it's a work in progress, right? I think like as we progress in our self-development journey, like we're going to get better at it, right? It's not always going to, I remember there was times where couldn't find an outfit. Like I knew where it was and couldn't find it. Mike would come into our bedroom and clothes everywhere because I fell into a stupor, right? Being completely transparent here. This was when I was a lot younger and I wasn't in the military anymore because I had to pick out my own clothes. But it's one of those things that I grew from. And now that does not happen anymore in my life, right? I don't like freak out or spiral out of control for that type of thing anymore. But we still there'll be something that happens throughout our day that we could spiral out, right? Or that we could use that and be like, oh, my day is going to go badly. And, then all of a sudden everything is bad because we're catastrophizing into a whole new environment, right? Earl, Mike, you guys got anything?
Yeah, I got
Mike,
something.
Mike, you want to go first?
Sure. Que sera, sera. Whatever will be, will
Will
be.
be.
The future is not ours to see. Que sera, sera.
My dad used to say that, Mike. That's golden. Woo! I'll be daggone. That's gold. Look at this. Oh my goodness, the hairs are sticking up on my arm. Wow.
Yeah, I have every right to be in a bad mood this morning because I woke up to the aftermath of a sick dog. Let's just leave it that way. But
Uh, did you step in it?
no,
Okay.
Well, that's a plus.
but it just
Silver lining.
it happens, right?
And they can't control it, and neither can you, right?
I had enough time. I it didn't in I yeah. I'm grateful that it was contained to a small area.
And grateful that you got a small dog instead of a big one, right?
Yeah. Well, she's 30 pounds, but yeah.
Small
Uh,
compared to a 100-pound dog.
Yeah.
uh, I've been dying to say this. It was literally a shitty mess.
It was a shitty mess.
Earl?
Think
I think,
think
well,
about how
first of
we
all, that
sorry,
song,
Earl. Go ahead.
Que Sera Sera, that I had tingles on my arms hearing that song because the first time I heard that song, I was actually on a trip visiting a very special friend. This is going back years ago. And when that song was playing, it was the moment when I was with somebody and it just happened to capture that moment. And it was like that song, it felt, I don't want to say it was meant to be, but it was the right moment to hear that song. And I just found that interesting when you mentioned that because it instantly triggered an instant memory from the past, a good memory from the past. But it was something. But Jay Jay talked about something here. I'm talking about Jay Anderson here. Being in the moment of some, don't let somebody or something ruin your day. Being in that moment, but learning how to know that the sunshine is going to be at the end of the day because it may not be now, but when you like for me, I was facing a turbulent moment yesterday that really, um, let's just say, it caused a lot of turbulent energy around me, and that turbulent energy really, I just at that moment, and I was driving at that time, and I just very grateful that I didn't cause road rage to really express my anger. But I kept my cool and I went on with my day. And as soon as I got back here to some stuff to take care of, I went to the Lord. I went to God. I said, God, bring me peace. Lord, I need you to get me through this day. And I was even talking to Coach Terry Garvey on the other side. I said, Coach, I need your help. I need your guidance right now. I was looking for signs. And, after being, that's funny because this past Sunday sermon, we talked about challenges in life and, what's going on in the Middle East right now. we need to be in peace with each other. And yesterday was like a bomb drop yesterday. I mean, I tend to, I'm very sensitive. I tend to take some things personally more than others. But when something triggered me yesterday, and I learned that I had to say, wait a minute, Earl, I had to remind myself that you have to follow your path. No matter how a day gets bad or how days get challenging, follow that path. Because there will be challenges on that path, but learn to get over those challenges, get over those hurdles, and you'll get there. Now, sometimes I'm very hard on myself. I'm an Aries. I mean, Aries tend to do that sometimes, but I I had to learn to knowing that it's a Monday, could be just one of those days. Get over that hurdle, and just be in the moment of finding a way to create that sunshine at the end of the path. Learn from what's making you upset, and just go forward. And that's the only way I could do it. And I went to bed last night, with prayer, asking my angels and God. I said, God, let Tuesday be a much better day for me, please. Thank
Yeah,
you.
and I think Earl, sorry, Jay, did you want to go? Oh.
You go ahead. I'll come back.
Okay, Earl, thank you for sharing all of that. And I think like a lot of times when we're catastrophizing, it might not be for any reason, right? It may not be good or bad. It's God's plan, right? And it might be working have you guys ever been trying to leave your house, right? And maybe you were like 5 minutes late and all of a sudden you see this huge accident on the side of the road. Has that happened to anybody before? It's happened to me. And if I was 5 minutes earlier, I might have been involved in that, right? Was that God's way of telling me leave 5 minutes late? And I was probably freaking out that we left 5 minutes late because I don't like to be late. So I want to be on time, but there's always some other bigger, broader plan that we're a part of that we don't necessarily know. We can't even fathom, right? Like we can't even understand what's going on, but it's part of like our journey, right? And Earl, maybe that's what happened yesterday, right? It was part of God's bigger plan for you, even though you don't know that, you don't see the lining yet, none of that, none of that's showing its face yet, but you going to God and, ending in prayer and you're doing the right things, right? Just know that
Right.
you're doing it.
There were certain things I'm not going to mention on this video, but there were certain things during the part of the day that I want to say it hit a trigger point. When something hits a trigger point, it's like lighting a fire. When you dump gasoline on a fire, what happens? Boom. All right. Little trigger points. Now, some people say I'm a little too sensitive. I said, well, am I sensitive? Yeah, I might be a little sensitive, but I think the word accountability has to play in part of this on my part, and realizing, okay, well, you got yourself into this, you got to get yourself out of it.
Mhm.
And I was thinking about that driving home yesterday. I said, all right, we got to hit the reset button. We got to do it now. Not tomorrow morning, now. So, like, for those of you watching this, you might be going through a trigger point in your life, but knowing that you allow yourself that extra time, that, okay, and give it to him. Because
Wow.
all right, and just it's for me, I mean, it hits like a lightning bolt. I mean, for other people who are not so sensitive, I mean, for some people who can handle it better than I can, all right, you might have a better way of handling things. I mean, what is your go-to, and find what works for you. For me, I've developed my own way of handling certain pressures and certain things, so it's different for everyone.
So, Earl, I'd like to jump in on this. Uh, and I direct this to you.
Hmm.
To you. We know a lot about one another over the years. You've confided in me, and I've confided in you. One of the premises about our friendship is our faith to the Lord. We don't necessarily express it out loud a lot, but we do talk about it from time to time. Earl, I know one thing. no matter what that trigger was, no matter what the judgment that went through your mind, this I know is going to take place. It's just a matter of when. You're not going to lean in on your faith. You're just going to let faith guide you. That I know. And it's also one of the precious things that I totally endear about our friendship between one another is I know that. It's not something that I have to second guess. So I know you're always going to be okay. Troubled times, we all have them. This is, don't judge the moment, is trying to figure out ways maybe to release it. Earl, you have that release because you said it. You leave it up to God. You've leaned, you didn't lean, you let faith start guiding you through, and you said, I'm going to hit a reset today. And that was a yesterday thing. So my respect level for you, Earl, is through the roof. It is a very unlikely friendship between one and another. We are totally two different styles of people. Okay. There's zero question. For that matter, all four of us on this platform are four different styles of people. And you know what? We don't judge one another. Now, did we judge one another before we knew each other? Maybe. I'm not gonna lie.
Well, that's normal.
Yeah, that's normal. That's human.
You have
But
to
man,
judge people to see if you want to bring them into your life. You have to,
You have to have this
yes.
like-minded, same
you
value.
have to, you have to, how do I say this? You have to understand someone or find or get to know them. And in that comes judgment, right?
Well, another thing
Um,
that comes into play where
yeah,
maybe there might be a little something in me that I need to change in me to make what it is.
it's not that it's changing. I think the lesson is how can we create that positive mindset to overcome the negativity
Right.
and and judging is once again it's what we see in society on a daily basis. Our lovely entertainment world loves to share that with us. Uh, Lord only knows how much fake news is really fake anymore when you read on the phone and you go in and then the comments, fake, fake, this is bullshit, fake, fake. It's nuts. But Earl, I will tell you this. One of the premises for me, as you being a friend to me, is you're very authentic. You do not sugarcoat your faith. And it is something that you do take into consideration and use as a resource. And I'm proud to call you a friend. Now you know what means a friend. You might need to judge me though, okay?
For sure. Judge
Uh,
Jay, for sure.
Judge Jay, yeah. But
Not
just
Judge
know,
Judy, Judge Jay.
yeah, yeah.
Well,
Not what
I've always come to known all four of you as my friends, and this small group that we have here. Maybe I don't see it, but it could be a blessing in disguise. I mean, that's
bingo.
Absolutely.
You just saw it. So that's the whole
right.
point.
Talking about being triggered, I was just this past week triggered by a pompous telemarketer slash scammer, and it wasn't even worthy of my time, but I put a lot of emotion into it, and finally, he hung up on me.
I was going to ask, what kind of emotion did you put into
Yeah.
it, Mike?
And then
Yeah.
afterwards, how did you feel? Like, okay, so think about that. Let's just dissect this just real quick. Okay, we won't take long. But okay, so this happened, right? It triggered you. Your
Right?
like emotions are high. Your blood pressure's probably through the roof.
Uh-huh.
Jennifer's probably freaking out. like
Oh, I
when
was
her what's
alone, but
happened to her
yeah,
husband.
but she's witnessed it before too.
Yeah, so this okay, so you're spiraling out, right? Little by little, it's just getting worse and worse. And then after it was over, how did you feel?
And I wasted my time and emotion and energy.
Right. That's why
So,
when there's road
so
ragers,
the true moment really didn't mean as much as you allowed it to be.
Yeah.
right, or how we handle situations like um for instance, I had somebody road rage against me, right? And it was terrible, right? And I have a concealed carry, but I did not have a gun in my car, nothing like no kind of way to protect myself, right? And my 14-year-old daughter sitting in the passenger seat, this guy comes up right next to me and pulls up right next to her side of the thing, and he can't see in my windows, they're blacked out. And I handled it completely wrong, right? I'm like freaking out, yelling at him,
Mhm.
flipping him the bird, doing all the things that I probably shouldn't have been doing, but I did it anyway, right? And afterwards, I felt terrible. I was like, oh my God, I should have just waved at the guy, should have just, let him go on his way. Like, I shouldn't have let that emotion get to me. So it's almost like I evaluated my emotions afterwards, and I was like, man, if I would have handled that differently, I would feel way better about myself right now, right? Like sometimes when we handle emotions or we handle things like that, we judge ourselves afterwards. We're like, man, I could have done something different. Like I could have handled that situation completely different and felt way better about myself, right?
So, yes, but isn't it hard when something enters those ears of ours that is very dissatisfying, and it's almost like the shock factor takes over, and you hear something, and your brain's trying to process what it is that you're hearing, and then all of a sudden that blood pressure starts coming up. You're so into the moment of what you just heard. It's like you're not capable of thinking outside of the realms of the FU statement coming out of your mouth. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's road rage. I witness it on a daily basis if I ride with my wife. She throws out MFers left and right like it's candy. It's hilarious. But I'm just saying, it's hard when you hear stuff go into those ears to allow this thought to take place. Okay, this is bad news. Is there a silver lining in it? It doesn't work that way. We're humans.
Well, the
Humans.
silver lining may not show up. We don't know if it's going to be
Yeah.
good or bad. We don't know. Like it could be the farmer whose son broke his leg and it turned out to be a good thing, right?
You're a rare breed to be allowed if you allow that to happen. Most humans are going to react, and judgment comes at that moment, and it is very hard. Listen, I suck at it. Okay. For me to sit there and give you advice, well, hope for the silver linings. Bullshit. I'm going to react because
Mhm.
why? I'm a reactor. For every action,
I do
there's
have a
a
superpower though.
reaction. Huh?
I do have a superpower.
And that is,
Two retail establishments really pissed me off. I mean, me standing in the middle of the store screaming at somebody. Within 12 months of those two incidents happening, they both went out of business. And I'm talking about chains. Uh,
it's such a superpower. You put them out of business.
when's the last time you saw a Montgomery Wards?
Yeah, Monkey Wards, baby. That's where I shopped growing up as a kid.
That was me.
And man, I bought Wrangler jeans from Montgomery Wards when I was growing up, and I had a pair of dingo boots. That was cool.
I bought a stackable washer and dryer when I lived in a condo. We were first married, our first house. And they came and installed it and hooked everything up and said, everything's ready. You just need to get the electric cord. Like, what do you mean it didn't come with an electric cord? I went off. How how stupid are you?
And Monkey Wards folded after that point. Uh, hey, folks, it's easy to see that we're not licensed therapists. It's very obvious to see that. However, we are licensed life insurance agents who get together on a daily basis and listen on the app Calm. We listen to Jay Shetty, and that's Shetty to make sure you get the spelling correct. We do this because it allows us to have conversation, and we do seek personal growth and self development on a daily basis. This is a platform that we use, the four of us, because it allows that to take place. And that's what we're seeking. And that's where we become so like minded between the four of us is we allow this to be part of our lives, and we hope that we can allow this to be part of your lives. Please join us.
Hey, please don't forget to like, share, subscribe for more, and also leave us a comment, a nice comment about what we have, and maybe you learn something from it. Peace.
Deuces.
Peace.